Okay, let's go, Cole. Make sure you listen properly, ha? Okay. O, game na. Bigay ng dive plan na to si Nonoy. Okay, Nonoy. Everybody listening? Okay.
Okay, dito tayo, ma'am. So, ikaw, sir, naka-try na natin yung yapak 2 days ago. Tapos ngayon, babalik na naman tayo sa yapak. Yapak yung schedule natin. Yung entry natin, sir, supposed to be dito, puro tayo dapat negative. Pero hindi naman tayo crowded. Gawin ko na lang positive, pero magdidistansya tayo ng kaunti sa wall. Lalayo para yung distance natin bago tayo tumalon, para may ano tayo, kung halimbawa na hindi tayo makababa ng quickly, at least ma-reach pa rin natin yung wall. So, positive na lang tayo. Yung average natin, 25 meters, yung max natin, 35, half tank natin, 100 bar, low on air, 70 bar, yung bottom time natin, including na yung descending, sir, at saka ascending, 25 to 30 minutes. Pero ngayon sa dive natin na to, I think the current is not so strong. Yung parang normal lang siguro yung current. Tapos safety stop 3 minutes at 5 meters tayo. 5 naman tayo, 3 kayo, tapos may assistant pa ako na isang dive master din, so para sa ating safety. So ganun din, ito yung wall. I-distance natin mga 75 meters away to the wall bago tayo tumalon, dahil positive tayo. Kung nandun na tayo sa surface lahat, sabay-sabay na tayong bababa. Tapos yung tali mong nire-request sa akin, sir, i-prepare ko na kapag nandun na tayo sa tubig. Dahil mahirap rin kasi na sabay tayong bumakrol, dahil hindi naman tayo negative. So pag nandun na tayo sa tubig, saka na lang tayo humawak sa tali at saka sabay-sabay tayong bababa. Okay? So dito, ilalayo natin yung distance natin sa wall para ma-reach pa rin natin yung wall. Pagbaba natin, dito tayo. Yung boat natin, aalis naman yan para safety tayo. Kung nandun na lahat, sabi mo, sir, ikaw yung mahawak dito sa dulo. Tapos sunod, baka si ma'am o si sir. Yan, ganyan. Tapos ako dito, ako yung maghihila sa inyo papunta sa wall. Tapos mayroon naman akong assistant. Siyempre kung malakas yung agos, kung hindi ko kayang hilahin kayong lahat, pwede ko naman siyang tawagin tapos tulungan niya ako. So yun na lang, hindi na lang tayo magbabackroll na hawak natin yung tali, sir. Dahil hindi naman tayo negative yung bagsak natin. Positive naman tayo.
Ang question ko lang doon, hindi, okay din yung plano mo. Ang question ko lang doon, paano kung malakas ang agos pagbagsak natin? May pa ka magbigay ng tali. Paano kung malakas ang agos?
Hindi naman yun, sir. Hindi naman yun. Dahil isang way lang naman yung isang way lang naman yung current.
Di tayo
so ganoon pa rin, hindi tayo magkakahiwalay. Hindi naman siya yung tornado na nandun yung isa, dito yung isa.
Sige.
Hindi naman. One way lang rin naman yung agos.
So madali mo ibigay yung
madali
tali.
kong maibigay yung
Sige.
tali.
Okay. Good.
So ganoon na lang. Air and BCD na lang muna tayo. Ano yun, ma'am?
Bumaba ako, hindi naman 35 eh. Naalala mo, nung 35 tayo, inakyat pa rin tayo sa taas, kaya nga gumaganon ka pa. So okay lang lumagpas ng 35. Kasi yung last dive natin, 37 eh. Oo. Kasi na-notice ko, nung nag-35 tayo, kulang pa eh. Malakas pang tayong hinahatak pa ganun. So okay lang tayong bumaba ng konti hanggang 40.
Yun yung inaano natin, ma'am, na siyempre 35 tayo para makastay tayo ng little bit more longer.
Oo, pero
So kung pwede naman tayong huwag naman yung sobra, let's say 37,
ano ba yun?
38.
Na-notice ko yung ilalim, walang bottom, di ba?
At the beginning, ma'am, makikita mo pa yung bottom.
Okay.
Pero habang
So,
binabaybay natin yung wall na to,
Okay.
palalim ng palalim yan,
Palalim na
is
yan.
blue water
Okay.
talaga dito to.
Okay.
So ma-reach natin yung wall.
Lang naman kita eh.
Oo,
Kung ano
dito
yung depth
tayo.
ko, doon lang ako.
Doon lang yun, ma'am. Hindi naman, siyempre kung minsan may tinuturo ako sa inyo, supposed to be yung max natin 35 lang. May tuturo ako ngayon sa iyo na nasa 37 meters siya. Paano mo makikita kung hindi ka pupunta ng Pero hindi tayo tumatagal sa 37.
Kasi nung nasa 30, actually nasa 37 na tayo gumaganon ka pa. So hindi ko
35 tayo.
Gumaganon ka pa. Ibig sabihin ng ganon, baba pa tayo.
Baba pa tayo ng konti.
Okay.
Last question
Ano yun, sir?
Hindi, inaano ko lang yung drawing mo. Yung drawing mo, Saan ang malamang bagsak natin dyan?
Yung bagsak natin dito pa rin at the beginning.
Yan.
Dito pa rin tayo at the
Yeah,
beginning yan.
o di halos
Oh,
kantong-kanto.
dahil kung nandito tayo bumagsak, sundi na lang
Yeah,
oras
yeah.
yung ano natin, aangat na tayo.
Hindi, right. Yung binagsakan natin yan, ilang meters yan?
Ito nasa 32.
32.
Oo.
Nasaan ang crack?
Yung crack dito na yun banda sir. At
Ang layo.
inch na yan.
Ang layo pala.
Ang
no?
layo niyan.
Ang layo. Okay. Oh, ayos na. Okay na.
Okay. No question sir, basta ganun lang. Anyway,
Okay.
not crowded naman. Dalawa naman kami ni Tongtong. Tatlo kayo. So,
Okay.
susundin natin yung plano na lang natin. Yung type plan natin sir.
You have question, Cole?
Okay.
You ready to rock and roll? Give me the okay sign, Cole. Okay. Now we're ready to do the yapak dive, which they say is the most difficult dive in the whole of Boracay. I'll explain to you later why it's the most difficult dive. First, we have to walk to the speedboat on a white sandy beach. That's the Aqualife diver, where they have the best diving boat. Number one, June Bondok, a friend of mine who owns Aqualife, is a boat builder, and he sells them. And if you want to buy boats from Aqualife, just get in touch with June Bondok. Here he's using a 200 horsepower engine. That's why we're getting to the dive site very, very fast. Imagine. I would say it's about a 5-minute ride, not even full power. Now, to give you an idea about the location of Yapak, you have to see what do you call this beach? I'm trying to guess. Maybe later I will remember. Puka Beach. Yeah, Puka Beach. Puka Beach has to be right across you on your right shoulder after passing through Crimson, Movin Peak, Shangri-La, those resorts. All right. So as soon as you see Puka Beach, you are almost on the dive site, and in front there's another island. If I'm not mistaken, that island is Carabao. Okay, so to get your bearing, you have to get the middle of that island, which I believe is Carabao, and then you get to see the right edge of Puka Beach, and that is basically the bearing that you want to do, because once you make a mistake here, you're going to have a problem. That's why if the current is very, very strong, you have to drop a little bit farther from the actual dive site, because some divers are having a hard time equalizing. So it will give them time to equalize, and by the time they were able to equalize, you are so near the dive site. There you go. We do the back roll. Okay, the back roll is a negative dive, all right? So when you do a negative dive, that means there should be no air. The reason why you're seeing a rope right now, because I decided to tell the dive master, there, I'm holding the end of the rope. When we do a negative dive, all of us will be holding to a rope. It's like a daisy chain, okay? The reason for that is it's a very, very deep dive. You get to see the reef at about, depends on the tide, about 33 meters depth. Okay, and while you're going down, you're getting pushed by the strong current. Just look at the bubbles. Okay, so when somebody is breathing, the bubbles are really totally bent, 45 degrees, and that's the reason why they don't want to bring beginner divers on this particular site, because it can be very, very dangerous. But it's the best dive of Yapak. However, it's going to be a short dive. Maximum dive time here, you'll be lucky with no decompression to get 15 minutes. That's considering if your computer has not dove for the past 24 hours. so you won't get a deco dive. You won't get penalized. Just look at just observe the the bubbles. When the bubbles are bending almost 45 degrees or even more, that shows how strong the current is. All right. So not an easy dive. Huh? It's not an easy dive. So that's my wife there. She's dropping very slow because she's having hard time equalizing. So now, that's Colbaron, my son, who is now 17, has removed the rope already because we already saw the reef. So and look at our dive master Nonoy. He is again making sure that no more rope, so there will be no entanglement. So that rope basically is his balloon, and he had a very thick rope that we can hold on. So here we go. There's Berna Baron, my wife. She's trying to fin down to get herself behind the wall. Okay, not above the wall, but behind, and I would say about 2 to 3 meters deeper, because if you go on top of the wall, there's a strong current that will push you. Okay, so you don't want to go over the wall. So this particular depth, I would say, should be about 35 meters now, because it's high tide. So as you can see, we are actually diving deeper. We don't want to get to about 32 meters, or else the current will be much stronger, and it will keep on pushing you outside the wall. Okay, so I hope this plan, you listen well to your dive master, and if you're seeing this and the dive plan is wrong, you can start questioning your dive master. So now we're starting to see a lot of fish now, and we're hoping to see a lot of bigger fish, okay, as we glide through the wall. Look at Cole Baron, who is in front of me. That current is even mild. Okay, it's even mild. Correct, it's even mild, because we actually dropped at about 2 hours before excuse me, before slack tide. Oh, these are my favorite fish. Some people call it Moorish idol. Yes, I would like to call them Moorish idol. I don't know if I'm correct. Or some people call it banner fish, but I think they're the same family. Look at them. So colorful and so nice. That's why it's nice to be scuba diving, because these are your friends. The only ironical part is, a lot of divers like me, we eat our friends. But I know for a fact that a lot of passionate divers, if they enjoy diving, they don't want to kill and eat the fish anymore, because the fish are already considered their friends. But let's put it this way: fish, for me, is very tasty. Those banner fish, or I would say those aquarium fishes, you wouldn't want to eat them because they live there. But there are fish that are called pelagic. Okay, when I say pelagic, the pelagic fishes, like the tuna, the tuna, they don't live on that particular area. Okay, so they don't live there. They just keep on going around. So I would believe that it's okay to eat them, but I'm not saying that to become a vegetarian, because it's just like saying don't eat cows, don't eat chicken, and don't eat pigs. So I would eat the pelagic. Okay, or another way to do it is fish that are cultured, like milkfish, tilapia, catfish. It's cultured. All right, so enough about having a diet. And look at that. The reef is very, very healthy. However, I do not know why Nonoy and Cole are very far from the reef. Because if you're very far from the wall, yes, you can see them, but you don't appreciate them. Now, here's the problem. So the current is hitting very strong, and according to Nonoy, it's going to be difficult to drift. Actually, one of his plan is to hold on to the corals. Well, it's questionable. It may be okay to hold on the corals, but then you destroy the corals if you hold on, unless, of course, you can find some really hard corals, the hard ones, like the one they do in Palau. You reef hook on a dead coral. Look at that, with a strong current, we're being pushed. As you can see, the two divers are being pushed already. So they have to go nearer to the wall, and I think they're doing it. Now, the sad part of diving yapak is that sometimes it's not worth it, because it's a very stressful if you have beginner divers or students. Instead of enjoying, you get a lot of stress. So this is the last part. Oh, look at that barrel sponge. But if you're an advanced diver, even though it's a very, very short dive, you can still enjoy it. Okay? However, it is your first dive. It can be quite stressful, but it's a good experience. Look at that reef. So much barrel corals. Yeah. Okay. The reason why we call it barrel corals is because there's a hole in the middle. Look at them. Oh, wow, so nice. There's a hole in the middle, and sometimes you get lucky. There's a fish living there inside those barrel sponge corals. I don't know if I'm saying it right, or just barrel corals. Right? It's like a barrel of wines. However, this is natural. Okay, so now we got out of the reef already, and the problem here is the current will push you out, but we seem to be lucky right now, the way I'm seeing the video, because it's still kind of mild. The currents are still mild, because we drop on a flooding. But if we drop excuse me, if we drop earlier, let's say 1 hour before the slack, or even 3 hours, it will change. So let's observe first the corals. Oh wow, you wouldn't want to go up, you just want to stay below. And look at that banner fish, so beautiful. I see them a lot in Anilao, but here, according to my wife, she saw some pelagic fishes, but I was really concentrating on the reef. So this is what I'm seeing right now. Okay, a lot of aquarium fishes. And normally, the reason why this reef is very healthy is because the currents are very strong. When the currents are strong, it gives the corals a very healthy life. And it's during the strong current, it's normally feeding time. The problem here is, if you saw that, there was a nylon which was almost attached to the corals. Now, problem is, I know some fishermen, maybe they drop some of their line here, and that's pretty bad, because this is supposed to be one of the best dive sites, and you see some fishing lines there, which is not good for the environment. Okay, so I'm dropping a little bit higher now as we drift and glide. And look how far my companions are. So I'm trying to get closer. Look at that. It's really pushing me very, very hard. So, because in a few minutes, it will be time to ascend. Okay, so we just got lucky. The currents are still mild, but look at where the fish are facing. They're facing against the current. So you can see, that it's such a beautiful sight. But of course, again, I would like to repeat, it's a very difficult dive site. That's why the planning here is very, very important. You have to listen carefully to your dive master. Now, the only sad part is I still don't have my red filter. That's why most of the colors are color blue. Now, soon I'll buy my red filter and it will show the real color of the fish and also the corals. So I'm still gliding. The current is still pushing me. I don't have to fin right now. It's just pushing and pushing me until I don't see the corals anymore. Wow, look at that whip coral. Beautiful. These are the whip corals of same whip corals I see in Bohol, in Daki Daki. And I feel this crack is the yapak too. But according to Nonoy, the crack is almost gone. I think that's the crack, which they say on that crack, there are sometimes resident sharks there. So I guess, because we don't see any more corals and fish, it's the end of the dive. And now we're drifting. So how many divers am I seeing? Okay, so I'm seeing 4. So that's Berna and Cole. And then the other one, the 2 are the dive masters being led by Nonoy. Okay, here's one of our dive masters. The more dive masters you have, the better and the safer it will be. As you can see, dive masters are wearing really colored fins, so it's going to be easy to detect them. But the best part is some dive masters, they wear 2 colors of fin. Let's say one is red and one is yellow. So it's going to be really easy to identify them. So here's Nonoy doing the safety stop and deploying his balloon. Come on, let's go, Nonoy. Fill it up with air so the boat can see us. So to dive this site without a balloon is a no-no, because it can get tough when you go on the surface, especially if there's going to be very, very high waves. And if the waves are very high, the boat could hardly see you. So that was my son Cole, who really has enjoyed this diving. And unfortunately, he had to share air. Now he's looking at it. He's going to sign to the dive master that he doesn't have much air. So the first impact here of the dive master is to share the air. Okay, there you go. So he's going to share some air to Cole. So because Cole still needs to inflate his PC, so now you're seeing sharing the alternate source. Thank you, Nonoy. Nonoy is a very good dive master of Aqualife, and please check him out. So we're safe. We're safe in the water, floating, and there you go. We could see the boat, the very nice boat of Aqualife, which is 35 feet in length. Yeah, 35 feet in length. So now we have to fin backwards going to the boat. And as soon as you fin backwards, you have to hold on the line. There you go. You have to hold on the line, because if you don't hold on to the line, the current can push you. So if you're a diver, first thing to I think Cole is making a mistake. He's not holding on the line. Cole, you have to hold on the line because there's current. So while you're holding to the line, you have to give your weights, and just make sure you know where the buckle is, so you don't drop the weights, or else you have to pay for each weight that you drop. All right. So weights first. Okay. The last should be the fins. Okay, and you don't give your computer, because if that computer drops, then it's goodbye for an expensive computer. Okay, so
Did
now,
you enjoy your dive? Did you enjoy your dive? What did you enjoy? Huh? Did you find it boring, Cole?
It's okay.
It's okay. Very good. Cole is a very good diver. Yapak to him was nothing. Bale wala kay Cole. Okay, Cole, one cup of coffee. Sige na. Ayan. Before we go, magandang ano rito, service. You get free coffee. Come on, Cole. Ayan. Kalagay. Diving is fun. Also nice. Look at this. Son, someday, you will make a girl very happy for a short period of time. Then, she will leave you. You are 10 times better that you could ever hope to be. These men are called scuba diver. Oh, galing! Did you read? Okay, problem. Nag-dive. Solve na yung problem. Ito, life is a beach. Then you dive. This is my best fish. Cole, come here. Itong favorite fish ko. This is called the mandarin fish. The best way to observe a fish is to be a fish. In my other life, I was a fish. So I could scuba dive to visit relatives. Cole, let's start walking and look for something to eat. So we just had our first dive. So now it's time to look for a place to eat. How far are we, Cole? We're very near this Japanese restaurant where they serve fresh sashimi here in Boracay. However, you find them in Station 3. Anong resort ito? Ano, Villa Camilla. Okay. Oh, it's near Villa Camilla. This Japanese restaurant, and this is the view. It's quite peaceful and very quiet. Okay lang, thank you.
You have a seafood, sir.
Ito, ano pangalan ng resort? Itong bar na to?
Kuloko po, sir.
Coco Loco?
Kuloko.
Ba, okay Coco Loco. Sige. Ito yung kaibigan ko, si Blue Mango. Pero sarado na yata to.
Yung Blue Mango andyan sa line, sir.
Okay.
Suspect na yung mayari.
Rose Pike na. Okay. Dati kaibigan ko may-ari nito eh. Si Blue Mango naging Rose Pike. Oh, yeah. So, there's a lot of new things going on here in Boracay. So now, where's the Japanese restaurant? Ano naman to? Congas Bar and Restaurant. Little Thai. Ito, Little Camilla. Cowboy Kusina. Cowboy Kusina. Looks good. Ganda ng pangalan. Cowboy Kusina. Ito naman. So this used to be 357 Resort, but newly renovated na sila, Everything is new. Hello mga pogi.
Hi.
It's very quiet na right now. Still on the pandemic. Dami pang mga restaurant dun sa harap, ito yung isang dive shop, Okay. Sige, order ka na, Bernat. Check lang ako. Ito pala. Let's ayan ang pangalan ng kanyang restaurant. Nagisa. Hindi nag-isa. Nagisa. Siyempre Japanese. Parang Hiroshima or Nagasaki. Nagisa pala. So, Let's check another diving here. Looks like it's owned by Surfside ang pangalan. Okay. Dive Shop Island Staff. Okay. Yeah, Suragi. All right. Yeah, Suragi's relaxation spa. What we're gonna eat here? Ito. Sabi mo masarap dito, Berna, ba't walang tao? Pero pero maganda ambience, oh. Dito pwede maganda uminom, oh. Overlooking the beach, ha? Diyan ka naman iinom. The best. Okay. Talagang hapon na hapon ang ambience. There they are. Okay.
Stock na pala yung salmon sashimi po.
Patay. Yun ang pinunta natin. Salmon sashimi. Walang stock. Isa lang na Japanese fried. Ako Saba, ha? Oh, masarap ang pagkain dito. Masarap na, mura pa. So,
Pahingi lang hot water.
I'd like to recommend this place. No? If you love to eat Japanese food, this is the place. And it's really very cheap. I will show you the menu. Okay, just a sample. 230 pesos for tuna sashimi. That's not bad. For the Saba, 230. And for the salmon sashimi, 230. About 4 to 6 pieces. That's a good price. So this is overlooking the open sea, but it's quite far from Station 1. This is Station 3. Tama, Cole? Station 3 to? Ha? All right. So, ano ang uli pangalan, Berna? Ni Giri? Ano pangalan? Ha?
Nagisa.
Nagita. Okay, remember. Ha?
Nagisa.
Nagita. Okay.
Nagisa.
Nag-isa. Nagisa. Okay. Ayan, to be safe. Ayan ang pangalan. Nagisa. O nag-isa. Yan. Okay? Station 3 in Boracay. Okay, cool. Let's eat. Let's enjoy eating Japanese food.